When it comes to house, actually nobody is a layman. We would recommend something which should work for 15 years.
I can see a lot of positive spin when we talk about COVID with real estate. What was it for Ceyone?
I announced my salary cut first, and you please come back to me. Everybody came back. We did not have a single month without a sale. This is a dreamer concept. Actually, I'm not a big fan of model apartments with so many furnitures.
Hey everyone, I'm Sandhya and I'm part of the learning and development team at Ceyone. You've already seen the precaps and you know what's coming in the episode. But watch the video till the end as we have more surprises for you as we delve deeper into the conversation with Mr. Deba, whose passion is to make the home buying decisions easier for you. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
I'm good, Sandhya. Good afternoon. We look forward to our conversation.
So the previous episodes actually opened the door for laymen like me who don't understand what goes on behind the scenes of the real estate industry. So sitting here today, I think I'm representing 90% of the people who are going to watch our podcast. So in our previous episodes, I think we brought forward the entire concept of the 4 W's and the 1 H. So we want to go a deep dive into the concept again. So today I want to begin with the why we should buy a home. And I think in the last episode you talked about a couple of things, which was financial stability, personal growth, and also physical stability, right? I want to ask you, has there been a drastic change in a pre-COVID versus a post-COVID mindset of the buyer?
Big change.
Okay.
I would not say but whether it is drastic, but big change from a buyer point of view. And I am referring to the new buyers, like who are probably between 25 to 33, 34 years, max 35 years. So there is a big change in this segment. And then there are some good changes in the segment where the buyer is typically more than 35-year-old. So 2-3 trends will cover, which is from our own experience, and then 1 or 2 common trend also I will tell. Before that, when it comes to house, actually nobody is a layman. That's my understanding, because most of us are born in a house. I mean, you may be born in a hospital, but you are living in a house from your birth, basically. So you have been using this product in different ways. So nobody is a layman. At the same time, nobody is an expert.
Correct.
Right? So many people are giving tips how to buy a house, how to construct a house, what is right, what is wrong. But most of those inputs come from a very transactional point of view. So that is one we wanted to change when I founded Ceyone, that we would recommend something which should work for 15 years. I think that takes a lot of patience, because people may not be even comfortable, the buyers, answering what is that they would like to do in next 15 years. Right?
Correct. Sometimes they don't even know.
No, nobody knows. But
right.
So even if some plan is there, they would not like to share. So you have to kind of guess. Okay. Now let's come back to the COVID changes. One change is very clear. I mean, you also would have felt, all of us. Everybody wants an extra room, right? And after COVID. So even though they may go to work every day a week, most people, because I started my career in IT, I still have a lot of friends in IT. Nobody is going to work every day. Correct. At least not my friends, who are to some extent mid-level or senior level, right?
I think it's more of a hybrid environment now.
Yeah. So 2 days max. So that means 3 days you will work from home.
Yes.
Anyway, evening calls you were taking before.
Correct.
So now you definitely need one extra bedroom. And if both of you are working, I don't want to even think about it.
Right, lot of clashes.
So you So if you were comfortable with a 2-bedroom earlier, like my first house was a 2-bedroom, but if I buy house today, probably it will be the 3, right? So and people who were in 3, they need a 4-bedroom.
Correct.
So this is, I think, this change everybody sees, and this also have added why the rents have suddenly gone up, especially in the 3-bedroom category.
Correct. Correct.
So because many people were buying 2-bedroom as a starter home, now they are also buying 3, and people who were buying 3 anyway, some of them may continue to 3 depending on what was the use of 3rd bedroom. So rent have gone up, all these things. So you need a bigger space,
Right.
and people who were already in 3-bedroom looking for a 4-bedroom, there are many cases where people are looking for 2 bedrooms extra. So one is for work, another is I would like to pursue a hobby, because this disasters like COVID bring one truth to the table, that we are all mortals.
Correct.
So something I am not pursuing for whatever reason, but I would like to pursue,
Right.
and it needs a dedicated room. It could be as simple as yoga, writing, learning a new instrument, anything, and you need I need a room. So people are converting their part of their terrace, balconies, or people who are buying, they are looking, no, if we can afford, why not? Like there is a good demand in 5-bedroom villas.
That's interesting.
Last 18 months. So anybody who already living in 3-bedroom and they have tried to upgrade to a villa, they will go for 4 because of this additional thing, which is now going to 5th bedroom. Study, right? For whatever reason you studied in a bedroom for so many years, but now you say, no, I need a study.
Right.
Attaching a kitchenette where I'll make my coffee or tea. Those are all, mostly it is on the top floor, having access to the terrace.
Right.
So increase for number of bedrooms is very common trend. I just told you some examples. There could be other examples also. 2 visible trends we noticed before COVID and after COVID, which is very significant, and one is from a young buyer point of view. So some of these young couples, maybe they are married or they are still dating. I met them before COVID. They would come for a site visit, and one of the when they realized that I have spent some time in real estate and my background, usually they used to open up.
Okay.
So I asked, what is your real concern? So the concern is actually not specific to a property. The concern used to be, I don't even know whether I'll settle in India, forget Bangalore. So why would I commit to an EMI of 75,000, 80,000, 85,000 when I don't even know whether I'll settle in India, right? And that was, and this is a very valid confusion. Some of them actually stayed in touch through WhatsApp, and so I have, some of them reached out after COVID, and very same couple, now they're married, they're saying, even if we settle outside India, we'd like to have a home in India. That's the change, right?
Right.
There's a big change that, okay, I may settle in New York City or Chicago or Singapore, Australia, but I would like to have at least one house in India. And now that I'm working in Bangalore and earning in Bangalore, let's buy in Bangalore, why to pay rent and all this, right? This is one big trend. Many young buyers are buying.
So the stability factor has kicked in post-COVID.
Absolutely. So I was telling financial security was a big reason. COVID told us forget financial, physical security.
Correct.
You need physical security also.
Correct.
So there is another trend which is probably very welcoming. And this is specific to North Indian parents, because South Indians parents even earlier also comfortable living with their children in a different city, town. So that I have seen, I have noticed since 2000. North Indian parents were not that. So they, if somebody worked in Jabalpur for his entire life, but his son is now settled in Bangalore, he doesn't want to. They are comfortable. They didn't want to get uprooted. Right?
Correct.
And children, as children, we are also not comfortable insisting, please come live. So now that has changed after COVID. They are more than comfortable. So many of our buyers have bought their parents. They would have contributed, some
Correct.
parents also have money.
Correct.
So in the same apartment complex, but two different houses.
Two
Now there are a
different
lot of multiple families living in the same. This is a big change.
This again, I think, is a post-COVID trend.
It's a post-COVID trend, and this also pushes the price up. Because the parents who were comfortable in some 200 small towns and cities of India, suddenly looking to move either to Bangalore or to
Right.
Pune or
Right.
to Hyderabad or Max Gurgaon. These are the four IT hubs of India. So that also pushes price up.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so there is this comfort that we will not get into their privacy, but they are available.
Right.
And the youngster also very comfortable that okay, my parents are here. Now I don't have to make 4 calls to know
Right.
how
I
they're
can
doing.
take care
I
of
can-
them
yeah.
as and when required.
And if they have a young child, there is a good support system.
Correct.
This is a
Absolutely.
positive trend, but of course this trend also pushes the prices up.
Right. Right.
So these are the big trends we saw, and that is how the real estate prices have been moving up since 2020 itself. It's going up.
So interestingly, I can see a lot of positive spin when we talk about COVID with real estate. A lot of industries had a setback. So how did, what was it for Ceyone during the COVID time?
Yes, good question. One thing is we did very well, so I'll come to that. But how COVID?
I think very less people can say that during COVID time.
Maybe it is in the business model.
Right.
Our business model is designed to do well during difficult times. But how COVID started for Ceyone was difficult, and it has nothing to do with COVID actually. To think about it, so Ceyone had a co-founder. Basically,
Okay.
two of us started together. But then midway, my co-founder wanted to go back to his family business. So then we, after multiple discussions, we decided I had to buy him out. And he gave me a few months. You take some time because it's a significant money. And I did that in January 2020.
Oh.
But who knew COVID is coming?
Right.
So January 2020, we did that, good amount of money being spent. Then what happened? March 17th or 18th, March 24th, I think.
Yeah,
24th March. So I remember the March bank balance was so low. It was like, and of course, I know how industry operates. When things are uncertain, many payments will not come.
Right.
So March started very badly. But fortunately, the only people I can go to is our employees. So in that time, we were only 20 of us, 19, 20. That's all.
Okay.
So I went to all employees saying, this is what, we have some uncertainty ahead. This is the salary cut I am taking. I have announced my salary cut first, and then this is optional for you, of course, and you please come back to me. Everybody came back. Within 24 hours, not even 20, 12, 15 hours, everybody reverted, telling they are ready to take this much cut.
That's wonderful. Talks a lot about commitment at the
Absolutely.
company.
Fabulous. Also, I directly asked each one-on-one, everybody. And some of them, they came back asking so much deduction that I said, no, I think you should not take so much deduction. You take a little more because, this 20 people family background also I know.
Right.
Some of them, we told, we will not deduct anything. You are already at a very low salary, better you continue, we will manage. And that continued for 3-4 months, I think. Of course, we paid everybody whatever the arrear later. That is when it really we did something good. But the interesting thing, we did extremely well throughout all the waves of COVID.
Oh.
So even in wave 1 or wave 2 was actually more severe than wave 1. We did not have a single month without a sale.
Oh,
Not
that's
a single
surprising.
month. And many developers don't believe this, but there is record, I can. So day 1 itself, I have created something called a pricing engine, right, for the company. Basically, sitting at your own home, you will know on this project which units are available,
Oh, okay.
what are the pricing. There will be a plan specific to that unit, not a typical floor plan. And wherever our projects are in advanced stage, the RMs have taken lot of photos and videos to share, because someone will have somebody outside Bangalore as an influencer,
Correct.
like a father or
Correct.
a father-in-law.
Correct.
So we have shared some of this. These tools were available, and we had few days to get videos of all units available wherever it is closer to completion, structure work is completed, and those things helped us to ride the wave. So June 2020 was a bumper month. We did very good sales in June 2020 itself. So a lot of leads, which were from the previous months, March, April, May. And by the time second half May, things opened up a little bit. People started traveling on their own vehicle. So we have some buyers from outside Bangalore and all. They came. This June we did very well, and then things continued. So March 2020, when the lockdown started, we were about 19-20 people. And March 2022 is when COVID probably practically ended in India. We are 60 plus people.
Wow.
That's the growth. So we grew through COVID.
Right.
Of course, times were tough, health challenges and attending developers by turn. So went through that, but we grew through COVID.
That's amazing growth in tough times, and I think that really drives home the point of stability that you were talking about, both financial and physical stability. Great. So now I would like to move to the next W which we have, which is the what, and what should one consider while buying a home. In your previous episode, I think you very beautifully put, I have never looked at home as a product, right? So when I heard your episode, it was very beautifully put as to how we use the home. Approximately 80 plus man hours in a day. I had never thought of it from that perspective. But you did also talk about the fact, as a buyer, there is a lot of homework that we need to do.
Absolutely.
Now, in a economy where everything is buyer-centric, and as a buyer, we like things handed out to us the way we like it, why are we putting so much importance on the buyer's homework?
So buyer-centric doesn't say that buyers should not do hard work. Buyer-centric means you develop a product or service which is aligned with buyers' needs, desires, preferences, affordability. All these things need to be kept in mind. Now, most of my advice on buying a home is for a 15-year period or more. So now you just imagine the person, maybe the developer who is building the house, maximum he or she will get involved for somewhere between 3 to 4 years. The salesperson's involvement in many cases shorter than that.
Correct.
Ceyone, we want to be there till housewarming, so we are a little longer. Even then it's 3 years. But for the buyer family, because they are going to live for 15 years.
Correct.
And it may go to another generation. Right?
Absolutely.
So you can understand the hard work put for your unit by the developer, by the salesperson. Yours should be more than that.
Correct.
So you're going to live there. And they don't live
Logically,
there.
yes.
Yeah.
But
it is not that we are telling that you are going to be putting lot of hard work into this. We are trying to see you must consider many dimensions before buying a home. Okay. Those dimensions must not be driven by just a financial scheme.
Right.
Or a location,
Right.
or a launch project from a bigger brand. No, those are all trigger points.
Right.
And there are a lot of peer pressure also.
Correct.
3 people
Absolutely.
from office buying, I should also
Yes,
join them.
yes.
So those could be your trigger points, but if your list is not ready, I think you will be in for a shock.
But honestly speaking, I think this is a perspective that I have not come across. Typically, you will see, like you said, trigger points, which will be pushing buyers to a particular project, to a particular launch. What I would like to understand from you is why that importance to the buyer's perspective. Say, for example, you do figure out that, as a buyer, you look at my preferences, you help me chalk out what I'm going to look at in the next 15 years. But what if there is no product available that you can match with me?
Yes, so which is the closest? Like we say, right, out of 4 objective in any multiple choice questions, which is the most correct answer. So, first of all, the list which I recommend buyers to prepare is from many dimensions, as I said. So, we will come to this, what if you don't get a product, we will come to this later. One is blinders. There are blinders which you may not aware of if you don't put it in a list.
Right.
If it is in your head or if it is in your husband's head, you may miss it.
Right.
Simple things like, I have a elderly parent who would like to go for a walk every evening, okay? And because of your schedule, your husband's schedule, you may not be able to accompany, right? So, if you put a list, this is something which will come to your mind every day, that we would like to live on a higher floor, but at the same time, my father or father-in-law would like to go for a walk. I would like to buy a apartment in a community where there is no open car park. Lot of movement at the podium level happens because of this open car park nonsense. So, if you, this is a very small point, if you have not put it in, you will miss it. Now what happens? Okay, you miss it, you bought and everybody is excited. This is something you will realize only after moving in there for a week.
Absolutely.
And then you say, oh my God, my father is not going for a walk.
Absolutely.
He is homebound.
Right.
He is worried. He's a little scared. Nobody is accompanying me. Maybe Saturday, Sunday only you are able to accompany. So these are all small checklists, but there are plenty of them which you should put it, because you are going to utilize in 15 years, and a lot of thing happens in your life stage also in 15 years.
Correct.
So how will you, can you keep so many things in your head?
Right.
It's better to list down.
Which also makes me think that lot of times it's only when you're living in a certain space that you realize what you require, what you need. So do you find any resistance that comes up when you're speaking to your potential buyers in terms of drawing this list or understanding what their requirements potentially could be? Like, say for example, I might like something which I see as a project, but I may, after, like you rightly said, after I move in, I may realize this living space is not something that is suited to me.
Yeah, so there are many buyers who think whatever we recommend, it's a lot of hard work. So at Ceyone we found many ways to capture these requirements in bits and pieces, but it will happen over maybe 4 to 5 conversations.
Okay.
So because you may not want to open up in the first meeting, and then you capture 2-3 things, keep it there. Then during some WhatsApp conversation, few more things have come. Then we shared the plans, because we share the actual plan of the house. There are some feedback on the plan. So, as specific as, "Arey, ye to kitchen dark lag raha hai," right? Okay, so then you probably think, oh, okay. Somebody who is an influencer also spend good time in kitchen. That's a very clear thing. So you may want to recommend them, saying, no, I will not recommend anything which has a dark kitchen. So kitchen having access. So we add those points.
Okay.
There are another way I have personally helped some people, some of our buyers, because we may not be so comfortable writing down a list or telling you the set of requirements. But if I visit your house and you live there for 2-3 years, I will be able to capture those things.
Absolutely.
Right? So we push for this customer place visit, that we would like to visit your house. So some people may not be comfortable with that. Then there is another approach. Between now and next 7 days, please take some time, take photos of every corner of your house and share with us. So Based on that, we know what corner, which corner is used by this family for what purpose.
For what purpose?
And broadly there will be a theme which
Correct.
you have been living,
Right.
you are doing it for 3 years, 5 years, you don't know.
Unconsciously.
But that house is new today for
Right.
me
Right.
or any of my team members.
Right.
Based on photo we get a theme.
Hmm.
They put so many plants even inside the house. So I would like to recommend something probably with a bigger balcony
Right.
or a terrace if,
Right.
they can afford to.
Right.
So that is another way can be done. Upload as many photos as possible from your own current house and we will do this homework for you.
Interesting. And in this world where everything is instant nowadays,
Yes.
it's very nice to know that there is a lot of process and thought behind the entire buyer process. So there is, I think, another consideration that you talked about, current plans and future plan of both the important partners. So do you see any clashes that come up when you guys are recommending? Because they can be one influencer and decision maker and then a lot of dynamics there.
If there is a class in plan, of course they will not talk about in public. But if there is a class by itself, what type of unit based on the plan you prefer? The designs are also evolving.
Right.
I know one set of people like master bedroom just to be next to the living, maybe this side. Like suppose you enter to a living, one side master bedroom. So these are the people who come from work. They go to the bedroom first. Just remove the shoe, go to bedroom, keep laptop, and some of them get completely ready, maybe taking shower, and then they come to living room. So they don't want master bedroom to be the last bedroom in other side. So this is one. And some other people are not comfortable with this approach. नहीं, living hona chahiye. Then some other, maybe a guest bedroom and then master bedroom. So there is some class between on the floor plan, choice of floor plan. And then things like duple, like there are some properties we have where duple is around 3,000 square feet. But in the same property there will be a simplex 4-bedroom unit also.
Okay.
So broadly Indians prefer simplex if that is same space is available, like
Right.
4-bedroom. So I am comparing about a 4-bedroom simplex versus a 4-bedroom duplex. But there may be some people, they would like to prefer a duplex if in-laws are living with them.
Correct.
So there is one layer of privacy. So there is some class we have seen. I mean, we have to only put what is plus and what is minus. Finally, the buyers must decide. And their possible future plan conflict probably very rarely happens in front of us. But I am sure that we expect that discussion to happen during, it probably may not happen before they start
Right.
the home buying journey.
Exactly. A lot of questions come up while in the process.
Yeah, it will, because only when you may not have, or you may thought about it, didn't want to discuss. Only when you go through this,
Right.
when you want to put the money, pay the money, and then this challenge of master bedroom having balcony, should not have balcony, those things are also there. There are, so we have to be more sensitive about, there are many buyers don't want master bedroom to have balcony at all. Okay. So fortunately we have multiple types of houses. There are multiple balconies, but master bedroom may not have balcony.
May not
Those
have.
type of design
Okay.
also there.
Okay.
Then early 2005 and 10, in many apartments in Bangalore, children bedroom used to not have balcony.
Right.
Teenagers have a big cry now because they all have phone.
Right.
And sometimes high-rise connection challenge inside your bedroom. So nowadays I have seen, because somehow we should not think kids bedroom is like only for infant, not
Right.
necessarily, right?
Right.
If you buy 40 plus, you probably already have a teenager,
Teenager.
or become teenager very soon.
Right.
So they want a bedroom in the children
Right.
and balcony in children bedroom. So it's all, these are the questions people should be ready. If they don't ready, we ask these
You
questions.
Okay.
how many children. So in the what to buy, the first question is who all are going to live broadly, not today, in the next 15 years.
Yeah.
That's the question. So there could be multiple permutations and combinations, right? Depending on your family, age of the parents. Should put a little thought around it. Let's come to your own example. You live in the same house close to 20 years now.
Yes.
Now just imagine, would you have done this thorough homework that early without help from your father-in-law?
No, absolutely
Not at all, right? And now everybody may not be lucky like you to have a father-in-law who is a civil engineer who can think a little longer. So Ceyone is trying to fill
Do that. Yeah.
Just imagine after living that place in 10 years, if you had to move again.
Right.
Again you spend 2-3 years getting settled.
Correct,
And
correct.
you didn't have to do. Now
Yes.
you feel like, okay, I know this place like from my previous birth.
Right. Right.
So a good homework gives that
Yes.
power.
Yeah,
And you
I can
don't-
connect with that now.
You don't
Yes,
have to
absolutely.
keep changing every 5 years, 7
Right,
years.
right. Which involves a lot of effort, resources, money, everything.
New place to get settled, all
Absolutely.
those challenges.
Changes your entire ecosystem.
And memories.
Yes.
Very important is memories.
Yes.
Like my daughter was born in my first house and she still misses that house even though we have upgraded.
Right.
That was a 2-bedroom house. She still misses and my house is on rent. So this memories, for some strange reason, memories are attached to physical
Absolutely.
spaces, right?
Yes.
So you would like to preserve the memory, why not? If you can, I say that please think for 15 years.
Right.
You may have to stretch a little bit, but that's the right decision so that you don't have to think about it.
Right.
When we are talking about physical security, financial security, the less we change in a lifespan is
Yes,
better. Right?
absolutely. So it makes me think, like, if we go back earlier, if I think about my parents, how they grew up, or my grandparents, it was all bigger homes, bigger joint families. It was like a community in itself.
Yeah.
If we look at homes now, of course, families have now become nuclear families, so space requirements have changed. But as a someone who's a buyer, some places I have noticed that there is a lot of drive, or there's a lot of importance given to the common amenities,
Yeah.
but the actual living space has got reduced, which makes me wonder, is it economic driven factors, or is it that buyers are actually okay with a smaller space?
Buyers are not okay with a smaller space, but they also need to some extent adjust with what is available. This focus on building more amenities and all is last 15 to 20 years
Correct.
Development, where the average number of units in a project have gone beyond 500 units.
Okay.
So it's cheaper to do bigger amenities than to put it in the houses. So yeah, there was a time I've gone through the same development space where 2-bedroom houses being built in 845
Right.
square feet.
Exactly.
Yeah, that probably it was little too much focus on affordability.
Right.
Affordability focus is required,
Right.
but not too much. So now I think things after COVID, that particular trend is dying.
Is dying.
So
Okay.
we are coming back to optimally sized houses. So after you put a queen size bed and wardrobe, there is hardly any space
Exactly.
to move. Right?
Exactly.
So no, I think where you are going to spend most of the time is very important, because however good the clubhouse may be, again go back to my person hours concept.
Right.
In a week, maybe maximum 2 members from the house will spend maybe 3 hours each, that's all. So
Yeah.
it's in a week is 6 person hours.
Correct.
So that doesn't compete with, we are talking about 80 hours in a day.
Right. Right.
So your own house must be optimally sized. It should not be very small.
So I think I will go back to the term layman, even though you say that nobody is a layman. But for someone like me, I think this has opened gates to be able to understand home viewing in a very different light and being able to see as to what we need to look at as buyers before we even start approaching developers or talking to organizations like Ceyone.
I would like to add a little bit philosophical.
Sure.
See, this is a dreamer concept. So obviously you should have the list of questions and all. At the same time, after you saw a house or you saw actually I am not a big fan of model apartments with so many furnitures because it reduces your space to dream.
Of what it can potentially be.
So there was a time we probably my first company, we were the first in Bangalore to showcase a unit only completed, no interior.
Okay.
What you see is what you get. So at least I say, okay, we provide an opportunity for the buyer to dream. So this dreaming, the visualizing, and this visualizing at different point of time, like 5th year, 7th year, 9th year, 10th year of your stay, I think that probably will give some good input to proceed or not to proceed.
Right. Perspective, I think, is
so
what
you are
comes
not
into
able to
place.
visualize. I am not able to see that at some point both my parents can live here and by the time we'll have a children of so many years. I'm not able to visualize. This is the challenge. So after seeing a little bit of technologies, of course, can help. You are able to get 3D plan of many of the apartments today, apartment villa. So that can also help you a little more better visualization. But okay, that would be required. These are all good investments. Buying whatever is available and upgrading after 10 years, believe me, you will spend much more time than this.
Right.
So this is a good investment, buying a house which will live for 15 years. And if things are well and all, it may actually live throughout, because there is only about maximum 10 years when you really need a very big house.
Correct.
Again, when you are around 60, you would like to downsize.
Yes.
So even if you are buying your first home today, if you have done the homework which I am recommending, you probably buy a beautiful house which may live lifelong. Of course, you may still have an add-on product, second home or a farmhouse, something. But it's better to do a slightly bigger investment and which lasts 15, 16 years.
Or probably to the next generation as well.
Yeah. And if this work looks too much, you find a good marketing company like Ceyone and ready to spend about 40 to 45 minutes with one of our relationship manager and open about your requirement. Of course, everything is confidential.
Right.
It is confidentially stored in our Salesforce system. Most part of it is encrypted. So only the person who is working with you have access, nobody else can see. And very soon the contact details also will get encrypted. So only the person knows that this is the prospective buyer and this is his requirement. He doesn't know your email ID, he doesn't know your phone number. So that they can provide some perspective. But those perspectives also again need to get validated, right?
Right.
You can't just.
Right.
So it looks like a lot of work, but it's very productive work. Okay. Thank you.
Productive work, productive approach,
Nice.
hand in hand with technology. So it's great to know that there's a great opportunity for our potential buyers to come in, have a chat with us and be able to understand their entire process. So thank you so much for your time, Deba, today, and we hope to see you in the next episode.
Sure. My pleasure, Sandhya. We look forward to the next one. We'll cover a few more insights.
Yes, we will deep dive into the remaining W's and the H.
Sure.
Hey, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next part of the conversation. Let us know in the comments how much you're enjoying our podcast. And to get to know more about our latest projects, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thank you, team. How was it?